Hey guys, I hope y'all are having a wonderful, wonderful morning. All right, guys, we went ahead, we hopped in, we did another path in 6.3.4, and we're just going to kind of go over that path, narrate it. This was probably one of my better paths, I would have to say, but let's go ahead and hop right in and take a look at it. And I got my weenie here with me today to help commentate, so he's mainly going to be chilling. So I'm probably in my review going to call this Path 6. The boost we ended up using for this was the Composure, which once you get 10 hits on your combo meter, it gives you a debuff immune charge, I guess you would say, because every time you or the opponent throws a special, but debuffs are placed on both. So the team I went in was Aegon, Hyperion, Nick Fury, Warlock, and Stealthy. And so we start off, of course, with Nick Fury versus Invisible Woman, because that's really a pretty darn good fight, just to be honest. And don't have too much problems here in this fight. As you can see, there's the immunity buff that pops up, and you can see that she actually started to incinerate, and we took no damage. So every time you get 10, the immunity debuff comes on for, I think, 8 to 10 seconds. And as you can see, we are not getting hit at all. Or we're not getting damaged at all. And so, really, Nick Fury is pretty much king for this path, I would say. If you only had Nick Fury and you didn't have everybody else, you're going to have a pretty good time with Nick Fury here. There's not really any bleed immune champions on here. I mean, of course, there is Emma Frost at the very end, but, you know, she's kind of bleed immune, kind of not, depending on if she's in her diamond form or not. So, mainly with here, we're just baiting out special ones from Invisible Woman. I haven't really learned to evade her special 2. I've heard it's really easy, but I actually haven't taken the time to really duel her and fight her. When I'm in AQ, I use Sunspot, and when I'm in, Act 6, I've either used Ghost or Nick Fury, so haven't really had to deal with her that much. So here we go for our special 2. It's more than enough to finish off the fight. So first fight, pretty easy. I would have to say that went pretty well. Next fight is Diablo. Now, I brought Stealthy in here specifically for Diablo. Mainly, I'm going to put on his slow mechanic and try to keep Homeboy where he doesn't go unstoppable. And that's kind of that was kind of our point in bringing in Stealthy here. Plus, you know, rank 2, 6-star, hits really hard. I really enjoy this champion. I really think he is one of the top champions in the game. The only problem is if there's ever a debuff immune character, it does make playing with Stealthy a little bit trickier. But as you can see, we applied the slow debuff, then we get our Fury. Make sure and dash back immediately. And then we're going to move straight in. Now, what I should have done at this point was throw a special 1. I did not. And I wound up throwing a special 2, which means I didn't get my crit buff. And I was able, though, to reset my slow debuff. So we got intercepted right there. I have been getting intercepted more since this last update than I have in a long time. It's almost like the AI is doing like a hesitation step. I don't know how you would say it. But not to make excuses, we're just mowing him down. The only problem we had in this fight was the slow debuff did come off. I ran out of charges, as you can see. So he's going to go unstoppable here and pop me here pretty quick. And he played very passively. I couldn't get him to come out of that corner for a second. And as you know in MCOC, a second is just... I mean, it's the world. Especially if you're fighting a double power game, Hyperion. You know, half a second is an eternity, it seems like. So we go back in. He's still, you know, going to be able to get that unstoppable right at the end. But we just power through it and wait till it goes off, and then we hit him again for the last few. Now, that fight is going to be tricky for a lot of people who do not have stealthy, I think. Moving on, we went on to Archangel, and I was a little bummed about this fight, but we actually we went in with Mr. Fury, and once I found out he was stun immune, I decided not to go in with Warlock. I might have should have still gone in with Warlock, but I got clipped a few times here. Still made it out alive, but got clipped a few times. No path in 6.3.4 has been easy. I can say that pretty confidently. I've struggled more with this chapter. Let's put it this way. I've used an Odin's worth of units since the start of Act 6.3. And 2,000 of those units came from 6.3.4. It's kind of, you know, kind of sad, but the KT1 said it best. The difficulty here really steps up, and it's, I don't know. I'm gonna get into the Hyperion boss probably in my review, or not Hyperion boss, Captain America Infinity War, not Captain America. Oh my gosh, Iron Man Infinity War. Where, you know, once I got past the big armor up stage, you know, with the 8 or 10 armor ups and the massive deal, and I actually can prove this here in the video, because I did record that fight with him. I threw a SP1 after all that was done, and Hyperion still got auto blocked. One shield came on, and it got auto blocked, and then I got beat very quickly. It's just, that fight doesn't make sense. And they really did some, you know, Nick Fury starts out with 12 charges. And this kind of irked me a little bit. Nick Fury starts off with 12 charges, and if you throw a special one, Nick Fury becomes furious. However, it doesn't bypass auto block. Or at least it did not for me. So really, there's not many options here. If you can get Hyperion with a good head of steam, you know, and in that last 18% crit pretty good and get a good special 2 off with a stun, you're going to be okay. Or use, you know, get Aegon up. And that's mainly what this fight was supposed to be, was to get Aegon's combo up. We did really bad against this Bishop. As you can see, he just built power and he became unblockable on his special 2. We just, bad move there on that one. Wasted a character probably. So next we go in with Warlock. And I actually get nervous going in with Warlock here at the start because, in all honesty, we're kind of not doing well. The damage we're taking from blocking those specials is more than what we're dealing out. But for those of you who have played Warlock enough, you know that eventually his damage ramps up with each infection. And then he starts hitting just like a Mack truck. Warlock is one of my favorite characters in the game. I would have to say, if not the favorite. It used to be Domino. Warlock is quickly becoming my favorite. It went, you know, him and Ghost are kind of two of the same. I'm hoping that when I, you know, do my Abyss run and I do my Act 6 run, or finish my Act 6 run, that I get 2 tech gems, because that would be just freaking awesome to have those as both my rank 3s, 6 stars. We do have a few that I would say, you know, there are a few 6 stars else that we can use. I'm going to kind of go over my plan once we finish Act 6. You know, I'm really hoping to take up. We have Domino as a mutant. We have Corvus and Venom as cosmic. We have Thing and Cap Infinity War for science. For skill, we have Aegon, a duped Aegon. Also for mutant, sorry, I left out Namor. So for mutant, we have Namor and Domino. Then moving on for Mystic, maybe Morningstar. I don't know with her getting canned like she did. And then with tech, we actually have 3 techs that are really good, or 4 actually. A duped Darkhawk, a duped Sentinel, a duped Warlock, and a duped Ghost. Of course, we'll probably take up Warlock and Ghost first. Because I think out of all the double immunities champ, I think Warlock is the best, or triple immunities champ, or I don't know. And then, of course, as most of you know who have watched the channel, I'm a Ghost player, so... but we are definitely... we struggled a little bit with this Red Skull. This may be one of the tougher fights in the game, because even though he gets those debuffs put on him, they're not doing a whole heck of a lot of damage like they were on the others. So here we get backed up into the corner. We throw our SP1, we go unblockable, and then I never get a chance to use it. As you will see, I just went for the... you know, instead of trying to stick it out, I kind of threw in the white flag and just let him get to his SP3. The power gain on him is pretty incredible. And as you know, with Red Skull, you can't hit into his block, so you can't back him up. So then we go in with Stealthy, and I think we even go in... I think we have to revive Nick Fury. But I was trying to do the path with no units. I was unfortunate this time. I do believe this path is doable with no units. I really messed up with my Aegon at the start, and that was... Aegon wasn't good to bring on this path, let me say that. I'm not going to say he was bad. There are better options. So, we're bringing in Stealthy. I'm trying to use... I tried to use that power... I don't know what you call it. Power mitigator. It just does... That debuff just doesn't last long enough, in my opinion. Here we get the special 2. And I want y'all to know something there. It said KO on the screen before he threw the special. I just want people to see that real quick. So watch, you see KO on the screen before he even throws the special 2. Before. Like, I don't know how to explain to y'all how many glitches and bugs there are in this game. It's infuriating. It's just infuriating. And it's wrong. It's wrong. I'm sorry. That's not okay. There have been so many bugs in this act. Just from them changing the parry timing again, and changing some of the decks for the specials, making the AI more passive. I can't tell you how many times I've tried to bait out a dang special and spent like 30 seconds doing it, especially in AQ. But yeah, it's crap. So there, we kind of just gave up again. I was hoping to get a little power drain off of him, but it was wishful thinking. And what we'll wind up doing is we'll wind up reviving and using Nick Fury. Should have just used Nick Fury from the beginning. Again, I should say. Should have just used him. This is our first team revive. We went ahead and used the team revive mainly because... the individual revives are 40 units and the other is 10 or 100, and you know, you get to revive several champs versus one. So we go back in with Nick Fury. This time we're pretty upset. And so we just wind up mowing him down this time, and I love it. Nick Fury is quickly becoming one of my favorites. Through our special one. And we're going to get him down. So Nick Fury, really the boss for this path. Move on to Green Goblin. We decided to go in with Aegon to try to build up the combo. We were trying to get the combo build up so that we could get, I don't know, some good damage off. It's kind of, I would say, pointless a little bit. I'm not going to make y'all watch through that fight. I end up dying of blocked hits. So then we move on to Mr. Fury, because Mr. Fury has been working good for us. And y'all see the fight with Nick Fury. Pretty straightforward fight here. We're hitting pretty good. If you finish your combo with that light attack, that bleed is just phenomenal. So now we're going to throw our special one to get our 8 charges. We're trying to get up to 16 so that we can become unblockable. Which is something that thoroughly makes me mad in the Iron Man Infinity War boss fight, because you start out with 12, and when you throw your special one, you get 8, and you don't get your unblockable. It's just... I just don't understand it. Like, I just don't... I don't understand it. So next we have Stealthy taking on Green Goblin. We probably should have just came in here with Warlock and, you know, heal blocked him. He doesn't get too out of control and we're able to take him down. But we are just, I mean, we're just dying left and right. And then we move on to Emma Frost. But for only having to use one team revive on the path, I was pretty happy with. We did have to use a little bit of our hype here, which was not fun. I'm actually going to, while we're on screen, going to look up Aegon on my iPhone. Or not Aegon, Nick Fury. And figure out why against Iron Man Infinity War we started with 12. So, tactical advantage charges. Nick starts the fight with 6 charges when fighting an Avenger, so that's 6. All tactical charge gains are doubled while Fury's Fury is active. So I guess maybe he does start out with 12 against Avengers when he's in his final phase, which kind of stinks, to be honest with you, because I really needed him to be unblockable against that Iron Man Infinity War. But his damage did do really well against him. I do have to give him that. I think you could probably, with Nick Fury, one-shot that Iron Man Infinity War if you played just perfectly. I really do. Moving on, Stealthy. We're just kind of throwing champs at Emma Frost right now. Stealthy does some good damage against her. The block damage you take in this Act 6 is just... It's crazy. It's too much. It's too much. But we do a good job of evading the inverted controls here throughout most of the fight. We do get clipped in the end and have to bring in Hyperion. So it's weird going back and watching yourself and commentating, because I'm on pins and needles this whole fight, and right now I'm so relaxed. You know. But yeah. And that was the end of that. So Hyperion goes on to beat her, and I'm not going to make y'all watch the Iron Man Infinity War boss fight, because I don't know what it is when it comes to this boss. This is even the champion I finally got the hang of. I have not gotten the hang of Iron Man Infinity War. And I don't know. We have one path left to do here, and it's the hardest path. It's a double power gain Hyperion at the very start, and everybody else has power gain, and the boost does truly nothing, and there's an all or nothing havoc on there. So I'm not going to make y'all watch that, but yeah, guys, that was pretty much it. That was our path that we took today. I hope everybody enjoyed the video. Sorry about my complaining, but Act 6 has really got me pretty upset. I went into the beta a little bit for Book 2, and I just got angry again. This Act 6, let me tell you something. Act 6 separates true gamers from casual gamers. And I'm quickly finding out that I'm probably more on the casual side than a true gamer. But we're going to continue to push, continue to do things. We didn't live stream these two paths, and we're going to do the other. We'll have another video of the next path, mainly because I got so angry, and I don't like my subs seeing me upset. So we just kind of, this is how we decided to do it. The Hyperion fight you'll see in the next video when I release it in a couple days. I retried that fight. I think it was 28 times. 28 times before I could get it down. So this one we didn't really retry anything. We just went for it. So all right, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. If you have any tips or tricks or any better help for that path, let me know, because I am doing guides for these once I complete them, and we'll be releasing Act 6.3.2 and Act 6.3.3 guides very shortly. I'm just trying to make sure that I give you the best information possible for you to complete that path with as least amount of units. But yeah, 6.3.4 has eaten my lunch. He's the bully who's taken my lunch and beat me up and given me a bloody nose. Every day. Out of the Odin's worth of units we have spent, over 2,000 has been in Act 6.3.4. So, all right, guys, thank you so much. I really do appreciate you watching. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment. And as always, have a blessed day and peace.